The air buzzed with excitement. Dogs barked, owners cheered. It was time for the annual Bonanza. Every year, dogs of all shapes and sizes gathered. They were ready to compete for the ultimate prize, the golden bone. This wasn't just any competition. This was a test of sniffing, chewing, and bone-loving spirit. The sun shone brightly on the park. A gentle breeze rustled through the trees. The stage was set for a day of fun, friendship, and furry competition. Who would be crowned this year's Bonanza champion? The suspense was building. First to arrive were the retrievers. These dogs, with their golden coats shining in the sunlight, trotted in with an air of confidence. Their tails wagged enthusiastically as they took in their surroundings, ready for the challenge ahead. The retrievers were known for their friendly demeanor and boundless energy, making them a favorite among spectators. Golden retrievers, Labradors, and even a Chesapeake Bay retriever. Each breed brought its own unique set of skills to the competition. The Labradors, with their sleek black and yellow coats, were known for their intelligence and versatility. The Chesapeake Bay Retriever, with its distinctive curly coat, was a powerhouse of strength and endurance. These dogs were known for their love of fetching. Whether it was a ball, a stick, or even a frisbee, they would chase it down with unbridled enthusiasm. Their athleticism and agility were unmatched, making them formidable competitors in any event that required speed and precision. Could they channel that energy into bone finding? The task ahead would test their ability to focus and use their natural instincts. Digging and searching were second nature to them, but finding a hidden bone would require a keen sense of smell and determination. Next came the scent hounds. These dogs, with their noses to the ground, moved with purpose. Their sense of smell was their greatest asset, and they were ready to put it to the test. The beagles, with their floppy ears and curious expressions, led the way. Beagles, basset hounds, and a bloodhound named Winston. Their noses were legendary. Winston, with his droopy eyes and long ears, was a seasoned tracker. He had solved many mysteries with his incredible sense of smell, and today would be no different. Surely they had an advantage. The scent hounds moved methodically, their noses twitching as they picked up various scents. They were in their element, and their confidence was palpable. The crowd watched in anticipation, knowing that these dogs were the ones to beat. Tiny terriers bounced with excitement. Their small size belied their fierce determination. These little dogs were full of energy and spunk, always ready for a challenge. They darted around, their eyes bright with anticipation, eager to prove that size didn't matter when it came to skill. The bulldogs lumbered in, their drool already forming puddles. Despite their slow and steady pace, these dogs had a tenacity that couldn't be underestimated. Their muscular build and strong jaws were a testament to their strength, and they were ready to show that they could compete with the best of them. Each dog brought their own unique skills. It was anyone's game. From the agile retrievers to the determined bulldogs, every competitor had something special to offer. The variety of breeds and their different talents made the competition exciting and unpredictable. The crowd erupted in cheers as the final competitor arrived. The excitement was palpable and everyone was eager to see who would come out on top. The atmosphere was electric, with spectators cheering and clapping for their favorite dogs. A fluffy Samoyed named Snowball, looking as sweet and innocent as can be. With her pristine white fur and gentle demeanor, Snowball was a crowd favorite. But beneath that fluffy exterior was a dog with a competitive spirit, ready to take on the challenge and show what she was made of. The rules of the Bonanza were simple. Dogs were timed on how quickly they could find a hidden bone. The first round was a free-for-all. All dogs, big and small, sniffed furiously. The terriers darted between legs. The scent hounds' noses were glued to the ground. Little Snowball, the Samoyed, seemed more interested in making friends than finding bones. She rolled around on her back, enjoying the sunshine. The crowd chuckled. Could this fluffy cloud of fur really compete? The retrievers were the first to find their bones. Their tails wagged like metronomes as they proudly trotted back to their owners. The scent hounds, surprisingly, were struggling. Their noses, so used to following trails, seemed overwhelmed by the abundance of smells. Little Snowball, meanwhile, had disappeared from view. Her owner, a young girl with pigtails, was starting to worry. Where could she be? The crowd joined in the search, their eyes scanning the park. Suddenly, a cheer erupted from the far end of the park. There, nestled under a bush, was Snowball, and in her mouth, the golden bone. It seemed this fluffy dog wasn't all fluff after all. She had used her keen sense of smell and her small size to her advantage, finding the hidden prize in a place none of the other dogs had thought to look. The crowd went wild. Snowball, the underdog, had won the first round. Her owner beamed with pride, showering her furry champion with hugs and kisses. The next rounds brought new challenges, each more exciting than the last. The dogs were eager, their tails wagging in anticipation as they faced the new tasks ahead. The atmosphere was electric, filled with the sounds of barking and cheering. There was a bone balancing competition which the bulldogs dominated with their impressive drool power. Their concentration was intense, and the drool hanging from their mouths seemed to add an extra layer of determination. Spectators watched in awe as these bulldogs balanced bones with such precision, it was almost as if they were performing a delicate dance. A bone-burying contest had the terriers digging with unmatched enthusiasm. Their paws moved at lightning speed, dirt flying everywhere as they buried their treasures. The crowd couldn't help but laugh and cheer at the sight of these small but mighty dogs giving it their all. It was a display of pure, unbridled joy and determination, and a bone tug-of-war tested the strength of even the biggest dogs. Muscles rippled under their fur as they pulled with all their might, their eyes locked in fierce concentration. The competition was fierce, but the camaraderie among the dogs was evident. They were competitors, yes, but also friends, united by their love of play. Through it all, the spirit of fun and camaraderie never wavered. Dogs of all shapes and sizes ran and played together, their joy infectious. It was a beautiful sight, a reminder of the simple pleasures in life, and the joy that comes from being part of a community. Owners cheered for each other's dogs, sharing tips and laughter. The sense of community was strong, with everyone coming together to celebrate their furry friends. It was a day filled with smiles, laughter, and the occasional happy tear, as owners watched their dogs shine. Even the dogs seemed to understand that this was more than just a competition. They looked at each other with knowing eyes, their tails wagging in unison. It was as if they were saying, "We're in this together." The bond between the dogs was palpable, a testament to the power of friendship and mutual respect. It was a celebration of their love for bones and the special bond they shared with their humans. As the day came to a close, dogs and owners alike were tired but happy, their hearts full. It was a day to remember, a day that showcased the incredible bond between dogs and their humans, and the joy that comes from sharing that bond with others. The final round was a nail-biter. Snowball, the surprise champion, was up against Winston the Bloodhound in a sniff-off. Two identical boxes were presented, only one containing the coveted golden bone. Whoever sniffed out the correct box first would be crowned the Bonanza champion. The tension was palpable. Winston's nose worked overtime, his whole body trembling with the effort of concentration. Snowball, however, seemed unfazed. She calmly approached each box, taking her time to sniff carefully. Finally, Snowball made her choice. She tapped a box with her paw, her tongue lolling out in a doggy grin. The crowd held their breath as the box was opened, and there it was, the golden bone, nestled in a bed of soft fabric. Snowball had done it again, but instead of celebrating, Snowball did something unexpected. She picked up the golden bone and trotted over to Winston, dropping it at his feet. The crowd gasped. Had Snowball given up her victory? Winston, confused at first, gently took the golden bone in his mouth. The bone was unlike any he had seen before, shimmering with a golden hue that caught the sunlight. He looked around, unsure of what to do next, his eyes meeting those of the other dogs who were equally intrigued by the mysterious prize. He then walked over to Snowball and nudged her playfully. Snowball, a fluffy white poodle, wagged her tail in excitement. The two had been friends since they were puppies, and their bond had only grown stronger over the years. They began to play, chasing each other around the park, their laughter echoing in the air. It was as if he was saying, "Thank you, friend." Snowball responded with a gentle lick on Winston's nose, a gesture of gratitude and affection. The other dogs watched, some joining in the playful interaction while others sat back, content to observe the joyful scene unfolding before them. In that moment it became clear that the Bonanza wasn't just about winning. It was about the camaraderie and the shared experiences that brought everyone together. The event had always been a highlight of the year, a time when dogs and their owners could come together to celebrate their unique bond. It was about the joy of competition, the love of dogs, and the sense of community that the event fostered. Owners cheered for their pets, and strangers became friends over shared stories of their furry companions. The park was filled with laughter, barks, and the occasional yip of excitement, and the unbreakable bond between humans and their furry companions. This bond was evident in every interaction, from the way owners lovingly petted their dogs to the way the dogs looked up at their humans with adoration. It was a day that celebrated the simple yet profound connection between species. As the sun began to set, everyone left the park with smiles on their faces and warmth in their hearts. The golden hues of the sunset mirrored the golden bone that Winston had held, a symbol of the day's joy and togetherness. Families gathered their belongings, and dogs, tired but happy, trotted alongside their owners. They knew they had witnessed something truly special. The bonanza had once again proven to be more than just a competition. It was a celebration of life, love, and the special bond that exists between dogs and humans. It was a reminder of the simple pleasures that bring the most joy. The bonanza, once again, had reminded them of the simple joys in life: friendship, laughter, and the pure, unfiltered happiness that dogs bring into our lives. It was a day that would be remembered fondly by all who attended, a day that highlighted the best aspects of the human-dog relationship, and the unwavering love of a dog. This love was evident in every wag of a tail, every playful bark, and every affectionate nuzzle. As the park emptied and the last rays of sunlight faded, the memories of the bonanza lingered, a testament to the enduring bond between humans and their canine companions.